Hello guys, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time I haven't done a review in a while, so I decided, hey, let's do a simple little review. This time we got Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Ratchet. This is part of the first wave and based on the first film. Now, don't ask for the backdrop. I don't actually have the backdrop, but it is pretty much the same one as Jazz, and also designed the same way as Brawl, Starscream from the first film, and Ironhide. So it's not really too spectacular. But anyways, taking a look at Ratchet. When I first saw the reviews and when I first saw the photos, I thought, that's not really a good looking Ratchet. I might opt out for the Dark of the Moon one. But getting it in hand, it's actually a lot better than I thought. Now, this isn't going to stop me from getting the Dark of the Moon version, but I definitely don't mind having this in my collection. Now, it's got that nice neon green color scheme, which might be a little too bright for some people, but I don't necessarily mind. I mean, this is basically the color for Ratchet. Some of the detail is not painted in, but I kind of don't blame them because it's such minor things like the shovel up here and whatnot, some little bits right here, but I don't necessarily mind it too much. I would like this section to be painted, but other than that, I'm not too worried about it. The back windows are painted, which is a good thing. That is in a very dark blue, so not exactly black. The wheels are also not painted, but he does have some nice paint on the front here with the metallic blue and orange, and then also the red on the top here and the metallic blue right on top. Now, there's a couple of little tabs where this rubber thing is supposed to snap onto, or at least latch. It doesn't do a good job. Now on mine, it doesn't do as bad as I've seen before, but yeah, it's not that great. Also, you can see the hands right there and the head right there. That's not too pleasant, but a lot of these things I don't necessarily mind. They're not as bad as I thought it was going to be, and I think Ratchet's just so small that I think it's kind of charming, and I kind of like the scale of this. I know some people would probably prefer a Voyager class toy, but I don't think this is that bad. I also like the spare wheel on the top, which you can attach the saw blade, which looks like the wheel just transformed into a metallic saw blade. And I do like the fact that this is in a metallic silver. Now, the Dark of the Moon version of Ratchet comes with the gun. And some people don't like the fact that they come with separate weapons. Some people assume that, Hasbro's just trying to get money out of this by making you pay for two different figures. And, well, here's another possibility. Maybe they didn't have the budget to put both weapons. And that, as well as, well, there's a little bit of a difference between the Ratchets other than paint job. So it's not exactly like you're getting the same figure. You are getting something else that's different between the two, so I do like that. Plus also Beyblade. Anyways, he does have the Autobot symbol right there with the emergency thing. Very nice. He does have the red line across here, fire department, and it also has search and rescue inside there, which is very nice. You can attach a weapon on top here or onto the sides right there. So, very nice design, very nice look for the rescue Hummer ambulance thing. I'm not even sure if this was a real thing at some point, or if Michael Bay just decided, hey, let's make a Hummer into an ambulance just for the hell of it. But it's in the iconic green and red, which is nice. I think that this design is pretty good. Anyways, taking a look at the transformation. I know that he's packaged in the robot mode, but I like going the traditional way of starting off in alt mode. So I do apologize for that, but let's go ahead and start the transformation. The first thing you want to do is pull these out. Now, you may have noticed that you do have to take this little bit out of the roll cage. There is a flex to it, so don't worry too much about breaking it, but I wouldn't really push it. Just get it to the point where it will move out of the way, and you should be fine, and then it should slide back into place. There is a little tab that you have to go over, but it's not that hard to get. Anyways, swing these sections out of the way. And then next what you want to do is take these little sections right here and open them up. Not all the way, not completely, but just leave it like so. Anyways, what I like to do is bring out the arms like so and bring them down all the way. Now there's a couple of different joints right here. The first one we're going to take a look at is, you can see this little gray piece with the tab right here. You see how this little piece stems out from the ball joint right inside there. Let me see if I can get a better look. You can see this piece right here. Well, then this piece right here, not where, sorry, let me try that again. Not where this rotates. Sorry, not where this rotates, but up here, there's another joint. And you're going to rotate that down. And let me get a top view of that to show that there's a little gray tab right there that will rotate with that. So you flip that all the way to where that's going to be in the front. The next thing you want to do is take this black piece and rotate that completely around like so. And there's a joint right in here and a joint right in here. And inside the black bit, there is a hole that little tab we were talking about will snap into place. And it's a it's a soft little tab, so don't expect to hear a click or anything like that. Next, what you want to do is take this section, and you can see that the section right here will rotate against the grill. You want to make sure that you hold the grill as you're rotating this. Oh, sorry, let me try that again. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Anyways, so what you want to do is hold the grill, and then take your finger and try to rotate the inner section like so. And that should rotate like that. So now, you've got the head on the top of the car mode. Next, what you want to do is there's a couple of hooks right here that will hook into these little gaps. Now, some people have problems where this doesn't snap in. Mine seems to do just fine. And then open up this grill section right here. Rotate the head, and you have the top section of Ratchet done. Now, forming the legs is pretty simple. All you have to do is you have to get this section to pop out like so, but don't pull it up all the way, otherwise you might stress this piece out. And you might want to untab that section and just bring it up like so. And then what I like to do is bring this up so that it's out of the way of the legs as I swing these around and fold down the knees. And then there's a little gray piece right there that you bring down, and then the ball jointed foot you just straighten out, and then you close this little panel. So let me do the same onto the other side. You rotate this down, flip down the gray peg, rotate the foot forward, and flip up that little panel. Next, what you want to do is swing this in all the way like so, and then there is a little tab inside the back that will go into the hole where the saw blade was on the spare wheel. And that will tab into place, and there you have Ratchet in his robot mode. And we're going to zoom out just like so, and there he is in his iconic shape, and he looks fantastic. I love the details molded in here. However, I do have to say that the paint work could use a little more, and I think it's mainly the head. There is the Dark of the Moon version, which we will do a comparison of with the paint job. But before we actually move on to the paint, I want to acknowledge the backpack. Yes, he does have this huge cage section sticking out of the back, and yeah, it's annoying. I don't understand why they decide to do this, considering that it just tabs onto the top here. Maybe it has something to do with this section hitting the joint right here and getting in the way, so you wouldn't be able to open it as wide. But I feel like there is some way to remedy this, and they just decided not to. It is distracting, but because it's in that black color, when you look at it from the front, you don't really notice it that much. I mean, yeah, you can kind of notice the red light bar right there, but it's not as bothersome as I thought it was going to be, but it is going to be a pain for some people. There is a couple of mods that you can do with that, but whatever. I do like how there's some silver paintwork inside here with the green. That's very nice. And I do like how he's got more lights on the top here with the shoulders. He's got a little bit of silver on the face, but his face definitely needed more paint to definitely distinguish itself. And the legs is also lacking a little bit of that paint. I mean, it's got the dark gray in here, which isn't a painted piece. It's just molded that way, but still fine. Silver right here, silver right here. But, you know, some extra silver would have been nice. It doesn't really stand out too well. It just needs a little bit more to be spread out. However, I'm going to say this, and this is where it's going to be controversial, and I'm going to bring out the Dark of the Moon Ratchet. The paint job on the face is so much better on this, and this one does have 2 tones of colors. However, I have to say this. I think I prefer the original Ratchet's color scheme. I know it's much brighter, but I don't think the dark gray and the green really blends well with this toy. I just feel like they're clashing too much. And he's also missing a couple of the paint applications, like the lights on the top here, completely missing. He doesn't have red on the side here, which is fine, I understand that, but I kind of miss that. I think that really helps with the shoulders. And the paint on the legs, I mean, he doesn't have anything on the feet. But that's just my personal preference. Obviously, some people are going to disagree with that. I just like this one so much more. And as you can see, this one comes with the gun. You can plug that onto this. And the fact that both the weapons are not in the main color schemes of the green or the gray means that you could swap out the weapons with no problems. You won't be able to notice. Anyways, he does come with the saw blade, which you can attach onto the hand if you want, which is good to hide it. Or you could plug it on the side like so, and I do like that. Articulation, his head will rotate. There is a ball joint inside here, so you won't get a huge amount of articulation from that, but still not too bad. There is a rotation here. There's a double joint right here, which does get annoying. I wish this could somehow snap into place, because when you want to rotate the elbow, this wants to move. There's no waist articulation. The hips are in a ball joint. There is a rotation here, but there's not much to do. There is a very good knee joint thanks to the transformation, and a ball joint in the foot. So there is some good articulation with the toy. But the ball joint and hips are a little too loose for my taste, but not overly bad. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I think that's going to be different to other people as well. Also, this doesn't really snap into place until you lock it up like that. So that might just move out of place. But anyways, I want to do a comparison. Here is my very first Ratchet. There's no real significant reason to do this, except for that's my first Ratchet ever. And then I also want to compare it to the deluxe form of Ratchet from Revenge of the Fallen. Now, this one is obviously very outdated. I mean, you got these panels hanging off the legs, and just the shape isn't right. Yes, the backpack is definitely condensed here more so, but with these things, is it really worth it too much? I think I definitely like the look of this. However, I gotta say, I still think the best Ratchet, and this might be due to nostalgia, is the original Voyager Class Ratchet. However, the problem with the Voyager Class Ratchet is that the size of it is too big, that by comparison with the Deluxe Class figure and the scale of the modern day, it just doesn't really fit into that. However, this is a very nice, very bulky Ratchet with a very pleasing aesthetic, and I still, to this day, love that figure. I don't have the Dark of the Moon one, so I can't really do a comparison with that, but I gotta say, out of all the Ratchets, I think that this is probably the better one. I like the weapon. I actually like the transformation, because a lot of the other Studio Series figures are very complex in their transformation, and they have a lot of thin joints, and they're kind of sketchy. With Ratchet, I don't feel like I have too many problems with transforming it. I'm not as worried, so I do like that. I like the color scheme. I like the design. I think Ratchet's pretty good. So with that out of the way, I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to all those fun dudettes, and I'll see you guys.